Because I don't want to waste any of your time, let's get something out of the way right now. While you can use the AirPods Pro 2's hearing assist features with an Android device or any other non-Apple device, to do so you will need access to either an iPhone or iPad running iOS 18 or later, or a Mac running Mac OS Sequoia or later. One of these devices is necessary for the initial setup and if you ever want to make adjustments to some of the settings, like left-right balance or ambient noise reduction. So if you don't have access to any of those devices, you will not be able to make use of the hearing aid feature.
Are we clear? Crystal.
Now, if you do have access to one of those Apple devices, then I will show you how to set up and use the feature with all of your non-Apple devices. And just so you know, a couple of years ago, I made a video that reviewed how well all the AirPods Pro 2's other features worked for Android users. And I have another video where I set up and test the effectiveness of the hearing aid feature with my iPhone. So if you are interested in either of those videos, I will leave a link to them at the end of this video and down in the description. All right, let's get to it. So first, you will have to make sure you have a pair of second generation AirPods Pros. And the easiest way to figure out what version you have is to look at the bottom of the case. If you see a speaker there, they are second generation. If there is no speaker, then they are first generation. And unfortunately, if you have the first generation of the AirPods Pros, the hearing assist features will not work.
Bummer. Next,
you will have to pair your AirPods to one of the previously mentioned Apple devices. To do this, you should just have to pop open the case and pair the pods. Once paired, be sure to keep the lid on the case open. Then open up your Apple device's settings menu and select the pods. After selecting the pods, you should see an option for taking the hearing test. After hitting get started and answering a few questions, you will be told to place the pods in your ears to start the ear tip fit test. Just be warned that the test is pretty finicky, and if the pods aren't placed securely in your ears or there is virtually any background noise, the test won't start. And after passing that test, you can take the actual hearing test. And for this test, you just follow the on-screen instructions, which has you listening for beeps at various frequencies for about 10 minutes, and tapping on the screen whenever you actually hear one.
That's easy enough.
The next step is analyzing your results, which will show your estimated hearing loss in both ears along with a brief explanation. And if you want to do a deeper dive, you can hit more details and see a breakdown of your hearing at different frequencies. Next, you have the option of fine-tuning your hearing assistance experience by manually adjusting the settings. To do this, just go back to the AirPods in your device's settings and tap on Hearing Assistance. From there, make sure the hearing aid feature is toggled on and select Adjustments. You can adjust overall amplification, left-right balance, tone, ambient noise reduction, and turn on conversation boost. There is also a swipe to control amplification setting, which allows you to adjust the amplification using the volume controls on the buds when not listening to media. This is actually a pretty big deal because with it turned on, it at least gives you some control over the hearing assist features when connected to a non-Apple device. So I would definitely turn this on. Finally, if you back out of the adjustment settings, you can turn on Media Assist, which can help improve the clarity of your calls, media, and music. I go into a bit more detail about the hearing assistant settings and what they do in the AirPods Pro hearing test and setup video I mentioned earlier. So if you want more info on any of this stuff, once again, feel free to check that out.
I'll think about it.
Now at this point, it's important to have the settings set at what you want, because with the exception of adjusting amplification with the swipe controls as mentioned earlier, once the buds are no longer paired to your Apple device, you will lose the ability to adjust the rest of the assistive settings. One last thing you need to know about the settings is that the hearing assist features will only work while the pods are in transparency mode. So if the features ever stop working, this is the first thing I would check. Also remember that it is possible to toggle between transparency mode and active noise cancellation by doing a press and hold with the touch controls, and this can be done when paired to the non-Apple device as well.
Roger, roger.
Once you have the settings where you want them, you can pair the pods to your non-Apple device of choice. To do this, you will want to turn off Bluetooth on your Apple device, which will make it easier to pair the pods to the new device. At this point, even with the pods not paired to anything, the hearing aid features should still be working, and the settings you have chosen should still remain active. And they should continue to work no matter what device you pair them to from this point. You can also choose not to pair them with anything and just use them as standalone hearing aids. If you do want to pair to an Android device, first activate pairing mode on the pods. To do this, make sure the pods are in the case with the lid open, then press and hold the button on the back of the case. This should cause the light on the front of the case to flash and turn white. Next, go into the Bluetooth menu on your Android device and start a scan. I did this with my Samsung device, but the procedure should look similar with other Android devices as well. Once your Android sees the pods, simply select them and you should be good to go. If you are wanting to pair to a PC, you basically do the same thing. With pairing mode activated on the pods, go into your computer's Bluetooth settings, select Add Device, and select the pods. And that's it.
You're still here? It's over.
Actually, I'm glad you're still here because if you do wind up using the hearing assist features on a non-Apple device, I would love for you to come back here and share your experience down in the comments. That way we can all continue to learn from each other and make more informed buying decisions. As always, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and until next time, this is Rando Tech Info, signing out.